blessings and honors to the ancestors who died to get us here. And of every human being that has ever existed, that has ever lived, breathed, died, traveled, battled, bled with blood, did what they should. Congratulations to all of your faces. I hope your fear, you face it because you made it here and you cannot be replaced. Even to remember that in the deepest of your coldest soul's winters, that you must continue to put one foot in front of the other, continue to trudge through all of the sludge. Even in the darkest night, you must continue to imagine your eyes seeing the sight of your own inner bright and using it to light the way. You must continue to remember your inner member of the human race. You cannot be replaced. This is not a race. We come here and congregate in the night to illuminate. We come with expressions bled out in paint to resonate to our minds, to remind our minds to ruminate. We come to observe the boxes, the shapes, the geometry of the humble mama of Pachamama-tree. This is your tree, also known as your Gayatri mantra. You are the sun, you are the moon. You have come. Have you become? Have you become?
Yes.
Yes.
And if you have, then I hope you laugh. If you have, give compassion to sad. If you have, remember that you are the writer of your chapters of hereafter. So in bright lights, dark nights with beautiful dark and light sprites, with a gift of insight to ease your plight, I remind you to continue to write. To never give up the fight until the last breath. And hopefully your soul will be bent in songs into treble and bass clefs. Because when your face is gone, you will see a new dawn. Soul will rise, and just like the great turn of everything, will surmise to come back again for the brand new ride. So keep your inner child inside. Keep your wild by your side. Deplete your mild, unless you use your mild for style. That means keep it cool. So welcome, welcome, welcome back to the beginning of the ending of your first day at school. Have you become? If you have become, then I hope that you feel the one that is you, that is me, that is us, that is the we, that is the dark, that is the light. Thank you for coming together to illuminate the night.
Welcome to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld, and I'm really excited about this show because it's one of my favorite topics is art and what inspires the artist and leading edge creativity. And that's why I'm talking to my good friends, Humo and Tico. They have been on the art scene, on the visionary art scene, creating some phenomenal works. Let's talk about the art because they're not just glowing images. The subject matter of the alien consciousness and the higher levels sort of reflect a new consciousness. So we'll talk to you first, Tico. What are you envisioning when you paint these things?
I surrender to the source that I connect with. I don't question what comes through. I'm just a humble servant. So painting is a form of meditation. It's a form of sacred prayer. And so these visions come through, downloaded by plant medicine ceremonies, by yoga, by dream time. And so I'm just a humble vessel.
And for you, what happens in you with your painting?
It's just visions, part of my experience as being on this planet. And plant medicine journeys that I usually go on into my consciousness, dreaming runs, and connection to other planets and the life in the universe. UV painting, which is kind of creating different layers with the color spectrum and different contrasts, and creating kind of like separation between the colors in order to create dimension, so that you can actually see the paintings in 3D, sometimes even 5D or 6D, because you can actually see many different layers to the painting, more than 3. In my studio, I feel it's kind of like a spaceship. That's what I've created in this house. I call it the cosmic house, or in Spanish, la casa cósmica.
also, like, on that note, regarding William Blake, wasn't it Albert Einstein that says that imagination is greater than knowledge?
Right.
So you take that imagination and put it into action, okay, and then we're able to truly transcend those boundaries, if you want to, see it that way, of what is possible from within each of us.
And that's why I love your stuff, because you're showing us not only what's possible, what's yet to be possible. What is yet to be created and imagined. And if you can stretch the limits of human perception, then you stretch the creative imagination of everyone who looks at your work.
True.
And that's what's so exciting. And thank you for being warriors at the edge of creativity.
That's why we're here.
That is why you're here. You found your passion.
And thank you for what you do, Alan. You are
You're also the vessel, the bridge.
Yeah, you're an incredible.
Share this with everyone.
Alan's an incredible thought leader, and you've been at the cutting edge of with your program for many years. And you're still following your truth and your passion. And that we honor you. Thank you for that.
Well, I do it because thank you. I do it because I want to know. I want to know what's possible. I want to know what is the leading edge of the future as it unfolds.
Me and Myztico Campo, which is my really good friend, cosmic brother, we usually paint together at many different events, mostly Burning Man related. It's very powerful to share this with people live because, it's stuff that people have never seen before, this kind of art. It's about awakening, opening up people's eyes and minds and hearts so that people can actually feel a deeper connection with the universe and with themselves. It's something that has been part of my journey and that now I'm sharing with others so that others can actually see and have a higher vision of the universe and themselves. And that's why we're here, to share that with humans.
I am Myztico Campo,
and this is our model, Jora.
This is my first time getting a full body experience.
I am an interdimensional ultraviolet body painter and multidiscipline artist. The art of body painting has been around for thousands of years. It's as old as cave art, perhaps even older. Tribes have been body painting each other all over the world. And so for me, this is a sacred connection to our ancient past. A lot of my paintings, my body art, is kind of symbolic of those inward journeys of plant medicine. We are not our thoughts, after all. Some people get caught up in their thoughts, and it creates kind of like self-doubt or objections to their nature, which in some ways causes depression, etc. And psychedelics has a way of breaking that pattern, breaking that paradigm of who we think we are, and what is our greater purpose here on Earth. What is our mission, and psychedelics are a way of bending that reality of coming to terms with our true nature.
I wanted to experience it just for the experience of getting painted on and to connect with my spirit, my truth, and my roots. In this way, I'm really just showing myself, my body, my spirit. There's nothing else. It's just me.
on our way on 111 to the Sanctuary of Visionary Art at Kossin to be painting alongside our cosmic brother Juan Carlos D'Amici, Alex Gray, Allison Gray.
Yes.
And we're so grateful to be a part of this journey on this first full moon in 2020 on Dr. Albert Hoffman's birthday, nonetheless. I'm so excited to be part of Kossin. What about you, Señor Humo?
Super excited and grateful to be able to be sharing this with my cosmic brothers, Juan Carlos and people right here, and Alex Gray and Alison Gray house. That's going to be amazing. Kossin. Really grateful for that opportunity. So we'll see you tonight for a cosmic journey.
It's so amazing because we were talking earlier that there are so many artists around the world that would want to be here tonight, that have never had a chance to visit Kossin, that would love the opportunity to paint at Kossin, especially on such a incredible night as the first full moon of the decade, and to be part of this collective energy that we're going to experience tonight.
Yes.
So on that note, I'm just so grateful that it's happening on this first full moon of 2020.
It's going to be a special night.
Yeah, and of the decade. This is going to feed and nurture our spirit and make us better artists and musicians and soul beings. So we'll see you on the other side. Yeah.
Here we are. Awesome.
Yes. Our spiritual creative home. They finally redid this road.
Yeah, right.
Instead of parking lot, we usually park around here. There goes the steeplehead. Wow, look at how beautiful that looks.
Love you. So good to see you too. Don't you look beautiful?
Thank you.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Everybody.
Feliz luna llena.
Happy full moon.
Este nuevo año. Pues primeramente quiero agradecer la invitación nuevamente aquí a este sagrado y hermoso lugar que nos permite estar aquí Alex y Alison, ¿no? Gracias por la invitación.
So
Muchas
first and
gracias.
foremost, we want to thank you guys so much for inviting us here and the whole Kossin team for your wonderful hospitality. It's a real joy and honor for us to be here. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Igualmente, gracias Telly, un gusto de verte otra vez por acá, familia visionaria, todos los que están aquí presentes, ¿no?
To Delvin and our visionary family, it's so good to be here with you all again.
Bien, mira, esta noche pues quiero compartirles algo muy especial, ¿no? Algo sobre la tecnología o sabiduría, ¿no? De allá en el lugar donde yo vivo, ¿no? En la Amazonía peruana.
So tonight we'd like to share with you all, we call it like a technology, or a wisdom or a way of understanding art down in the Amazon where Juan Carlos is from.
Pues quiero compartirles, ¿no? Pues el poder, ¿no? de las figuras, de los fractales, de las imágenes, de los diseños, ¿no? Antiguos, ¿no? De los diseños ancestrales, ¿no? Especialmente de la tribu Shipibo-Conigo, ¿no? Donde yo aprendí, ¿no? Con ellos en algún momento los cantos, ¿no? Que hoy en día comparto, ¿no? con la humanidad, con la gente.
And so, if I can remember everything he said, he wants to share information about this technology of the songs that come from the Amazon, from especially the Shipibo Kaniwo tribe in the Amazon, where he and we have learned these sacred songs and working with these very sacred plant teachers, plant medicines.
Sí, pues allá en la selva, ¿no? La tribu Shipibo Kaniwo, todas esas geometrías, esos diseños, ¿no? lo transmiten a través de sonidos, a través de cantos, ¿no?
And so in the Shipibo tribe, these kind of weavings are their art, Their culture has an art. It's beautiful. And so all of these patterns and these forms, they represent different things, and they all have a translation sound that goes with them.
Y no solamente son colores y formas, sino también pues llevan muchos mensajes y mucha antigua medicina, ¿no? De ancestros, ¿no?
And so they're not just colors and forms, but they have messages woven into them.
Pues bien, mira, durante todo este proceso, pues he tratado, ¿no? También de incorporar esto en mi arte, ¿no? En mi manera de pintar, ¿no? De captar esas energías y fractales, ¿no? Y por eso que pues, les presento aquí esta pintura, ¿no?
And so Juan Carlos was very inspired by that, and he also felt the call to express that same kind of translation through his paintings and through his art.
Y pues cada trazo, ¿no? Cada línea, ¿no? Se va interpretada, ¿no? De esa vibración, ¿no? De esos mensajes antiguos.
And so every stroke of the brush, every line that's painted, also represents different things, and also has a sound translation. So just like these patterns can actually be sung, Juan Carlos's paintings can be sung as well.
Entonces esta noche pues quiero compartirles así brevemente, ¿no? Algunos detalles y formas de esos cantos, ¿no? Que los llamamos icaros, ¿no? Icaros a través de los colores, de las formas.
And so tonight he would like to share the sound of this painting with you all. And these songs, these sacred songs, they're called icaros. And in the indigenous language down in Peru, icaro means the language of the spirits of plants. And so these songs, traditionally, they're in a language that doesn't really exist. It's a spirit language. And so he's going to share the sound of this painting with you all. We invite you to close your eyes and to feel it as well.
Esta pintura se llama Armonía con el colibrí, o como equilibrando las energías con el colibrí.
And so this painting is called the colibri, or the hummingbird harmony, or the balancing of energies through the hummingbird.
Nama
Gracias a ti, maestro. Thank you so much for coming out.
I'm so glad you had me out. I was like, well, I can go to Kossin whenever. I don't have to go this weekend. I'm like, yeah, but Tico's not ready for me every time.
Yeah. We pay like 3-4 times a year. Alex, do you like that piece?
It works really well with the light, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
But if you like it, I'd love to give it to you as a gift. I know your birthday was recently, and if you dig it, I'm happy to give it to you, brother. Seriously.
You're totally sweet.
But,
I would love to put it up.
But I guess I
have
to sign it for you, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Aww.
Yeah, man. So this is a piece I started working on New Year's Eve.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Out of the matrix. Out of the matrix.
Hey, there you are. That beautiful smile.
It's the sparse plots from the card. But it's like the half the cards. You have the it's the verse bar and the short card cosmic kind of energy. I brought something like for the classes, so like energy yeah, I haven't designed. That's why I It doesn't read my face anymore.
We're just building fast through here, so it's a topic and chain that existed.
I'm glad you're a gatherer like me of people. You know?
That's what it's about.
So we just take turns here. Never just like, lecture from me. That's right. Like a little slice in the morning, occasionally, and rare occasion, something you need like a little,
So we had an incredible Saturday night full moon here at Kossin.
It's wonderful.
It was very, just a very beautiful interaction with so many different souls. With Alex and Allison Gray and Juan Carlos and Via, Humo, and all these other interdimensional beings that showed up here last night. And the Cosmic 3D UV portal is taking off. Here we are in 2020. We're going to be at Zero Space this coming Friday. And I'm so grateful for all of this energy that we're bringing forth to all these different tribes and communities.
To spread the energy through all this planet, universe.
Exactly, and so
like the single planet.
It was wonderful to have Alex tune into this portal that we're creating and see his reaction. It was very positive, inspiring. And think about it. So here at Kossin, because of the presentation of UV art, it legitimatizes the art form, right? Where like blacklight art was always considered kind of cheesy.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, because it was like all like blacklight, black velvet posters, from the 60s and 70s. It was kind of, some of it was okay, but blacklight art was always thought as like a, I guess, like outsider art. Mm-hmm. But by it being here at Kossin, for me, it just elevates the art form.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful to
different dimension.
Yeah, to see its approval and how people react to it. And it's and people are just like so taken by it. It's so cool to see how people react, and not many people get a chance to see like good blacklight art.
Yeah.
So more power to the UV artists of the world. Until next time.
Keep going with your flowers.
That's right. Never give up. Mm-hmm. Always follow your bliss. Be true to yourself. have compassion, be kind to animals, take care of Pachamama,
Yes.
and make sure to communicate with your star ancestors on a daily basis.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
you're pushing the boundaries of the possible with your images. So keep going.
We're
what
just
we do.
humble servants, man. Humble servants to the source. And to honor that source of love, compassion, kindness, peace that we need so desperately during these times.
Yeah.
I'm also a musician as well. It's interesting.
Right.
Umo and I share a lot of interesting common ground with each other. And so through music and through writing and filmmaking, it's all parallel to that process.
It's all part of the energy of, putting the intent out there to wake up others. and
It'll
to
really
help
be a different planet
in
when
the shift.
everyone taps into that creative force. When they, like you or me or maybe you, wake up in the morning and say, how am I going to create today?
Yeah.
That's the planet
Yeah.
of a utopian
Yeah.
life that we were supposed to have.
Right. And also, I mean, creativity also has its dark side.
What's that? What do you mean?
Well, where people use their creative energy to build bombs or to build, war machines.
Well, I wouldn't say creativity, it's still being creative, but the result is kind of dark. But
that's right.
I mean, if they use that energy to create something amazing, imagine what we could have done by now.
Right, instead of creating bombs, they could create anti-gravity machines.
We would
with zero-point
already
energy
be somewhere else,
Yeah, I think creativity is just like electricity. It can just be used for the good or the bad. But if we put an intention saying, I want to serve the greater good with this energy, this creative energy, then the flowering of who we are as humans opens up.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
From being told. Racism and greed keep the people in need from getting what's rightfully theirs. Cheating, stealing, and double dealing as they exploit the people's fears. And now Dow Jones owns the people's homes and all the surrounding land, buying and selling their humble dwelling in the name of the master plan. Cause paper money is like a bee without honey, with no stinger to back him up. And those who stole the people's gold are definitely corrupt. Credit cards, master charge, legacies of wills, real estate, stocks and bonds on coupon paper bills. And now the U.S. mints on paper prints millions every day, and use the eagle for their symbol, cause it's a bird of prey. And now the laws of peace and the hours of wars are clutched very tightly in the eagle's claws, filled with greed and lust. And on the back of the dollar bill is the words, "In God we trust." But the dollar bill is their only god, and they don't even trust each other. And for a few dollars more, they'd start a war to exploit some brother's mother. Then there's the pyramid that stands by itself, created by black people's knowledge and wealth. And over the pyramid hangs the devil's eye that stole from the truth and created the lie. Now I knew it means an endless amount stolen over the years. And Coeptus means a new empire of vampire millionaires. And novus is a Latin word meaning something new. And ordo means a way of life chosen by a few. Seclorum is a word that means to take from another. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding stolen from the brother. A Roman numerals on the base of the pyramid's face tell the date they began to exist, when they established this branch of hell in 1776. Now there are 13 layers of stone on the pyramid alone, an unfinished work of art. For 33 1/3 is high as a mason can go without falling apart. 13 stars in the original flag, 13 demons from the devil's bag, 13 berries and 13 leaves, 13 colonies of land-grabbing thieves, 13 owls in the eagle's claws, 67 corporations wage the devil's wars, 13 stripes on the eagle's shield, and these are the symbols on the U.S. seal.
So what has it been like for you these last few months? Like, how has your world changed or grown or evolved?
I feel that many beautiful things have been going on, although outside in like the real world, there is a lot of craziness happening. But that's like reflecting on us for us to go deeper and within, into our hearts, so that we can actually like make some changes out of all of this, like many beautiful things have been going on, as well as this craziness. But one of the good things is that like we gave the earth a break, right? And that people became more conscious about, like how they were spending their time with others and, with themselves, and a lot of people were able to be more creative. So that's what I was doing all the time, being creative, like trying to be in the light, and like putting my mind into beautiful things.
If you didn't have that outlet of creativity, let's say you can paint, you can play music, how do you think you would manage?
I think it's probably hard for people who don't do anything that's creative. I can't imagine how they spent a lot of this time that were under house arrest, kind of. Yeah. And I can imagine. I'm sure some people were just watching TV the whole day, non-stop. And I heard bad things about how people were starting to get like really like crazy about the space, because of course when you're with a person all the time, I heard people how there was a lot of like home violence and things like that. Yeah. But I think that's why you need a creative outlet, anything that you can do, even like meditating is something creative, because you're sending yourself throughout the universe in your mind, when you close your eyes and sit down in silence. But I think it's definitely important that people practice that more, any kind of meditation. It doesn't have to be sitting down like that, but it could be like playing an instrument, or reading, or writing, or painting, or drawing, or doing anything, or going into nature to release the energy. Because it was definitely not easy.
I'm so grateful.
We're creative, so we could do it.
Yeah, it's really it's a blessing. I'm so grateful to be able to channel that creative source. It's really been healing in a lot of ways. It's also been very sacred and very calming, very focused. And so to be out in nature, to listen to the plants, to be in the love of
it's amazing.
Great spirit, right?
Yeah, a lot of energy just get released. I just came from the city, and being in nature definitely cleanses you. Your vibration, your energy fibers. Because we're always hooking these energy fibers into everything we see, or people we interact with, and at some point it could get so intense you need to clean it. It's like brushing your hair. You need to brush those energy fibers, and when you're in nature, the earth does that for you.
That's right. So yeah, back in May, a video went viral of a cop kneeing on a man for 8.5 minutes or so, and that set up a whole chain of events on top of it.
All part of the plan.
And so it was really tragic because of the way people were burning down their own cities, or they're burning down right in the backyard of private business owners that had nothing to do with this.
There are so many people involved into that, not just the people who are really protesting.
Right. So it just opened up this whole weird entrance from paid provocateurs and paid rioters and to destroy properties of small business owners or whatever, when their focus, if you're a man, just go to the precinct, deal, take your, get into the precinct there. Being a cop is definitely a job I wouldn't want to have.
Definitely not.
And not that all cops are bad, but there is
the system is corrupted
there is that gang
from the roots.
Yeah, and there's police brutality everywhere in the world. It's not just here in the States. And so until people start coming together as a family and stop being divided, we could really no longer consent to being governed by sociopaths. Because that's what's happening across the planet. We're being ruled by a small group of warmongering, pedophilic sociopaths.
It's gonna change. The new reality is not gonna be able to hold any of those people. They're too heavy for the new reality.
Exactly. And so the art that we've been doing, right, the body painting, and it's really uplifting.
Yeah, it definitely uplifts the person that is getting it, and everyone who can see these colors and energy, and ourselves as artists definitely uplifts our spirit, and at the same time
and other people's spirits too, right? And how people react to it.
Totally.
It's so in a lot of ways that's been a beautiful thing to really focus inward and to. Although I do miss us painting out the venues, because that's a whole other experience. But but it's kind of
for everybody. Right?
It's kind of good to take a break, right? To really reflect a bit
back to the source.
So I'm grateful to be out here in this beautiful land, God's country, and we'll see a little deeper into the documentary.
Yes.
Your dreams, what you really desire, coming down, Father Sky energy coming down, spiraling down past your third eye, past your throat, meeting that heart energy, Father and Mother together as one in your center. They're pleased as punch that you're here, and they love every step you're doing, every breath you take is a prayer. Deep inhale, and exhale. Feel that light like the sun itself in the middle of your heart, going out in all directions, filling the entirety of this land with love and healing and all the blessedness that you want to bring here. That's beyond all this bullshit we've been enduring. Aho.
Aho. Aho.
What they fear is our true power, because we are not these bodies. We are infinite spirits having a human experience. Okay, we are way beyond these bodies. And they fear our true divinity, because each of us are divine beings having a human experience. We were born for these times. We were born to experience this theater that is unfolding on this planet Earth. Planet Earth is one school of billions. We are here on this journey together, and they are afraid of our unity, of us coming together peacefully. Imagine 6 billion people taking us to the streets, meditating together in harmony, in peace, in love. Okay, they are afraid of our divine power. Okay, don't let them divide us. Okay, because otherwise we fall into their trap. They want to divide us. They want to keep us divided. Okay, but once we know that we are the infinite spirits having a human experience, we could do anything together. Okay, we could have heaven on earth if we so wish to. John Lennon said, give peace a chance. Okay, war is not the answer, and they keep on thriving with wars. Okay, this is a spiritual warfare. Okay, understand, this is spiritual warfare that we're at. And if we come together collectively as a human family and understand that we are one soul, we can overcome this archonic, satanic, pedophilic, sociopathic control of this planet. Because this is what's going on in this planet. Those leaders, these so-called world leaders, are Satanists, they're pedophiles, and this is coming out more so and more so, and they're afraid of them being called out. Okay?
And the Illuminati.
And the Illuminati. You know, the Bilderbergs, all of those motherfuckers. Okay? All of them. Okay? And we are good people. We just want peace on this planet. We want to have truth and honor and intelligent conversation and love for each other. Nobody wants war. Okay, we must remember that. So, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. Thank you.
I got some badass footage of her.
Black educators matter!
Black educators matter!
All black lives matter! All black lives matter!
What civilization is 6 billion people trying to make themselves happy by standing on each other's shoulders and kicking each other's teeth in. It's not a pleasant situation, and yet you can stand back and look at this planet and see that we have the money, the power, the medical understanding, the scientific know-how, the love, and the community to produce a kind of human paradise. But we are led by the least among us, the least intelligent, the least noble, the least visionary. We're led by the least among us, and we do not fight back against the dehumanizing values that are handed down as control icons. This is something, I mean, I don't really want to get off on this tear because it's a lecture in itself, but culture is not your friend. Culture is for other people's convenience and the convenience of various institutions, churches, companies, tax collection schemes, what have you. It is not your friend. It insults you. It disempowers you. It uses and abuses you. None of us are well treated by culture. And yet we glorify, the creative potential of the individual, the rights of the individual. We understand the felt presence of experience is what is most important, but the culture is a perversion. It fetishizes objects, it creates consumer mania, it preaches endless forms of false happiness, endless forms of false understanding in the form of squirrely religions and silly cults. It invites people to diminish themselves and dehumanize themselves by behaving like machines, meme processors of memes passed down from Madison Avenue and Hollywood and what have you. How do we fight back? It's a question worth answering.
Where is this planet as an organism going?
Same question as how do we fight back? I think that by creating art, man was not put on this planet to toil in the mud. Or the God who put us on this planet to toil in the mud is no God I want to have any part of. It's some kind of Gnostic demon. It's some kind of cannibalistic demiurge that should be thoroughly renounced and rejected. By putting the art pedal to to the metal, we really, I think, maximize our humanness and become much more necessary and incomprehensible to the machines.
See inside, traveling